What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Productions. You guys, Dracula is heading to Blumhouse. Now, I am so excited to get into this discussion of talking about the reboot, the reimagination of this character, Dracula. I love vampires, and my God, it has been past due since we've had a great vampire movie on the big screens. The last time we got Dracula was in 2014, played by Luke Evans in Dracula Untold, and that film was It wasn't the greatest, it wasn't the best. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It sits with me being It really does. But Dracula, I cannot wait for Dracula, you guys. I am so excited that Blumhouse is greenlighting this, and this obviously puts me in a much more happier place after seeing The Invisible Man, which I saw last week, which is an incredible movie. So far, one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year. I know it is early, it is March, but it was stellar, it was phenomenal, it was scary. It did a great job building up suspense. I was freaking out. When I left the theater, I went to the bathroom. Low-key, I was like looking back like, is anybody behind me looking at my dick or something? Like, I felt nervous as hell. They did such a fantastic job doing a reimagining of that character. It was so good. So good. The story, Elizabeth Moss was unbelievably talented in that movie, you guys. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you haven't seen it, please go watch it, because the success of this film definitely gets me hyped for the future of the Monsterverse that Universal and Blumhouse Studios could be planning for the future. Now, that film made $100 million on a $7 million budget. That just tells you it all. Blumhouse Studios is great at putting out horror movies in a much smaller scale and having it overperform. Look at what Jordan Peele's Get Out did. Stellar. They had him do another film. So with the success of The Invisible Man, this definitely leads me to believe that they're leading to a possible cinematic universe for these monster characters. I mean, I'm so hyped for the future, especially for Dracula. I love Dracula. I love vampires in general. One of my favorite movies, actually, it's a toss-up between Interview with the Vampire and Bram Stoker's Dracula. Gary Oldman as Dracula, unfucking believable. So good. So good. So talented. Unbelievable, you guys. But I'm hyped. I'm hella hyped to see where they go with this particular reimagining of the character of Dracula in Blumhouse Studios. Now, where do they go with this? Is this going to be more set in modern times, or is it going to be set in the past, more of the ancient, old age kind of Dracula? Because with The Invisible Man, it worked perfectly for a more of a modern version. But for Dracula, I feel like they kind of have to scale it back and do more so of that old school type feel for Dracula. You get what I'm saying? Like the Christopher Lee type Dracula feel for it. And then by the end of the film, they can have him set in modern times, sort of like they did with Dracula Untold, because it worked. It worked in that mind state of, it was a prequel film, and by the end of the movie, he was in modern times. So I feel like if they did that with Dracula, it could work. But I'm hyped. They have a director already for this film. I think this is how you say it. Karen Kusama. She's directed The Invitation. She's directed Destroyer. She's directed Jennifer's Body. They already have two writers, Matt Manfredi and Phil Hay. So they're going to be penning the script. Now, who should be playing Dracula? That is a hard one. But I have one person in mind who I would love to put on the fangs. One person. And that is Adam Driver. I think Adam Driver can deliver a stellar performance as Dracula. I really do. I feel like he would knock it out of the park. Adam Driver is one of my favorite actors working today. So Adam Driver, if you're watching this video, brother, call Blumhouse. Talk to him. See where we can go with the story, and attach yourself to this film, because I feel like he would be spot on as Dracula. And he's big, he's massive too, so him as Dracula would be kind of fucking scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a big ass dude. So I think it could really work, man. But, you know, past Draculas, you know, have been really good. Like, we've had some good Draculas, you know, over the course of, like, fucking damn near close pulling into, like, 100 years. Talking about, the first Dracula, 1931. Like, we've had some pretty good Draculas, and I got a list of them right here. Like I said, I already stated Gary Oldman and Bram Stoker's Dracula, fantastic. Luke Evans and Dracula Untold. Then you have William Dafoe, who did a different iteration of Dracula, but more of playing the Nosferatu Dracula type vampire. Then you have Bela Lugosi, I think that's how you say his name. He was the original one in 1931. Christopher Lee already, you know, said, and you have the main guy who played Nosferatu, and his name is Max Shurika. I don't know pronounce the last name. I butchered that. And then, of course, you have Richard Roxburgh. He played Dracula in 2004 in Van Helsing, which I would love to see. Love to see to get a different iteration or a different reimagining of Van Helsing further down the line. Then you have the 1987 Monster Squad. Come on, if you see Monster Squad, you know how solid of a movie that was. I would love to see something like that, something of a team build like that, you know, in the future of what Blumhouse Studios has in mind. But y'all, I am so excited. I cannot wait. If everything goes to plan, if everything goes right, we might have our own cinematic monster universe. Like, real talk, we might just have it. Like, with, you know, the Invincible Man jumping off, Dracula next, you know, Frankenstein's monster. I mean, Jason Blum said you know, they have ideas for that. And I would love to see Frankenstein. I would love to see Frankenstein. My favorite Frankenstein movie, I have to say, was Young Frankenstein. Oh my God, Gene Wilder, that movie was fucking hilarious. So good. That's actually my top 5 comedy movies of all time. I love Young Frankenstein. The Gill Man, The Mummy again. Because, you know, back when Tom Cruise did his Mummy a couple years back, that was supposed to jumpstart an entire dark universe with Johnny Depp attached, Angelina Jolie, a bunch of people. But that film failed drastically, didn't go nowhere, didn't. And they just decided to halt all future projects and just cancel everything. And I'm happy they did, because that Mummy was fucking terrible. Nothing beats the Brendan Fraser's Mummy. I'm even down to do a continuation, do a Mummy like forward Brendan Fraser's Mummy and bring him back, because those first 2 Mummy movies were solid, so good, except for the third one. I didn't really like the third one. Third one was kind of whack. Jekyll and Hyde they can do, and fucking Wolfman. And I actually enjoyed Benicio del Toro's Wolfman. I thought that Wolfman was pretty cool. I really did. I didn't necessarily have any problems with that Wolfman movie. But would I want to see another Wolfman movie done? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm down for a MonsterVerse type cinematic universe. I am down. And I feel like Blumhouse Studios is the studio to do it. I feel like they know. They just get it. They hire the right people. They hire the right, you know, people to come in, write scripts. I mean, I feel like they can really deliver a stellar monster universe. And I'm so pumped, you guys. But Dracula, man, I'm excited to get more news on it. Who's going to be playing him? Like I said, Adam Driver will be my first pick. But who knows at this point, you guys? And who knows if this is even, you know, going to be connected, if this is going to be a universe. I don't know. As of right now, no idea what's going on. But I have a feeling Jason Blum kind of knows what he wants to do. And it is that cinematic universe, and I'll be down with it. But post your comments down below, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about a Dracula reboot coming from Blumhouse Studios. And who would you want to be playing Count Dracula? Post your comments down below, you guys. And thank you for taking time in today for watching Zero Productions. Peace.